We transition to serious. Okay, so welcome back. Kind of halfway. Couple things I wanted to mention while we're kind of starting up here. Number one, I was talking about how we'll have our test next Thursday, and then I'll mark it, and then I'll talk to you guys. I think it's a lot simpler. Correct me if I'm wrong here. If I mark it, and if this would bring your mark down, we excuse it. If it brings it up, we keep it, right? There's nobody who's going to want the opposite of that, right? I don't know why it didn't occur to me before. The other thing I was thinking about, those of you that might be ahead in PreCal, and I don't remember, I have an idea for a couple people, excuse me. I'm going to be teaching from 8.1 on. So if you've got it and you're ahead, then feel free to kind of start working ahead with the reviews, things like that. I will shortly, I'll photocopy the other kind of reviews that I usually do just to give some extra practice and things like that. So I'll have that in a little bit, just in case. I thought there was one more thing I wanted to say, and I remember saying to myself, write this down so you don't forget. So is that. When I remember, I'll say it. Anything from anybody in the room or on the screen? Questions, comments, thoughts before we continue with our shortened class? It's pretty straightforward today. Anywho. All right, let's share the screen. Let's make this smaller. Let's do this. Unit 8. 5 lessons. I guess normally I would have put on there when the test is, but that's next Thursday. Told y'all. Sorry, was that too quick? I didn't see anybody writing, so I just figured everybody knows chapter 8 or whatever. That's probably the only time I'll ever use the word combinatorics is when I read it off of the slideshow here. There we go. Fundamental counting principle. As the norm, write down what you feel you need to, because there's some stuff in here. I was just looking at it today and just as a little bit of prep, realizing I wrote these slides in such a way that I was just sending them out. I honestly didn't think we'd be back at all. So it's probably set up a little bit differently. But anyways, like that point, the second point, you could probably shorten that to similar to tree diagrams or something like that. But give you all a few moments, make sure everybody's got it before I continue on. Bless you. I'm referencing tree diagrams here because, because it's true, but also when I taught you guys in grade 8, if you remember kind of ordering off of a menu, if there's this many drinks and this many sides and this many meals, how many combinations are possible, kind of a thing. Language is a little bit looser, but it's the same idea. For those of you at home, I don't know if you're writing this down or not, but some people in the room here are, so that's what the silence is all about, just waiting. Feels like it's January 4th or something, doesn't it? Like it's the first time you're in the building. And it's like 18th or something. Cray.
Semester feels like short, but also long.
It's
so many like different gaps. And
totally,
breaks that we take.
totally agree. Totally, it's like a day, and it's like 1,000 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finished. Probably the last one.
Maya, you're good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Any questions? Anybody? What did you just do with your hands? I didn't look right at you. Where's that? Yeah. Oh, I thought you kind of like Jackson, instead of saying okay, a lot of times he'll go like this. And I thought you went like this. I was like, that's weird. Stretch it out like that. But hey, you do you. Referencing examples from page 270 to 271. I'm not going to go over those. If you need to, be my guest. Says we're going to look at examples page 272 and 273. I'll be honest, that's a lie. We're just going to look at 273. So I'm just going to change that. 270 to 272 on page 73. Oh, settle down. Wasn't technically a lie. I just changed my mind. We only have half an hour left in class at the beginning of class. You remember that? Like, how long were your classes in elementary? Were they half an hour? Isn't that weird?
I go back to it, it's like, it's so short. How do we get anything done?
Right? Like,
I'm like, what did we do?
Totally.
Like, you got instructions.
Like, imagine every day half hours. Ah! When I first started at Dakota, they had this kind of cool schedule where there was 2 classes. You know what? It might have been the day was split up into 4 periods, and they were 90-minute periods, just 4 periods. So it's kind of long, but you got a ton done. And every teacher would have one of those periods off. So they would teach 3 classes a day, and I think the kids, it varied. It was tricky though, like for the intramurals and all kinds of other things. But it was nice from a teacher's perspective. Use 2s are done. We'll do it back. Okay, so page 273. Sorry for you guys at home. Maya's flashing me gang symbols. All right, I'm gonna pin myself. And I'm going to actually do that. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to say,
Like half an hour recess.
Yep. It's actually 15 minutes of the teacher talking, and then you have 15 minutes of work. At least that was for me.
Lily was grade 6 to Mr. Berg, so that was like, just all talk.
just all talk. I told you guys know, hey, like I know I've told this to many, or said it many times. Mr. Berg was a student teacher when I was in grade 8. Did I tell you guys that? No? Yeah, when I was in grade 8. And I know that's reversed on the screen. I'll fix it in a second. I just need to get a good. Although I think, you know what, it's reversed for us, but at home, somebody say at home, that's not backwards, is it?
It's not backwards.
It's not backwards. Well, let's make it the right way around for everybody. See if I remember how to do this. I wonder why I'm here. Anyway, who cares? Okay, so page 273. Numero uno. Is that, you guys can see that, eh? Not being a marker, that's clear, right? At home, if you can't see it, scream. And if you can, scream extra loud.
Ah.
Micah?
It's all good.
Okay. All right, number 1. Susan has 3 different blouses. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Like, I don't know the names of clothes. Like, there's a blouse, there's a shirt, is a top different? There's all kinds of There's there's a sweater, there's a cardigan. Like, so Sam, you're wearing a hoodie. If it has a zipper in it, what it's called something different, or is it just a interesting? Oh yeah, that's sweater and that's a hoodie. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Susan has 3 different shirt tops and 4 different skirts. How many different combinations of blouses and skirts does she have? She has 3 of one kind, 4 of another. Just multiply. That's it. That's it. It's 3 times 4. It's like I was mentioning with like grade 8. If there's 3 different kinds of sandwiches and 4 different kinds of drinks, there's 12 possible different kinds of meals you could have. So she has 12 different outfits. I hate talking about women's clothing because I feel like I'm going to say something stupid. Outfit is a right word. Okay. 2. Mark wants to have a drink and a sandwich for lunch. Congratulations. He can choose from coffee, pop, water, or milk to drink. So that's 4 drinks. I'm going to write that down. When I was reading the drinks and salmon jumped out, I was like, what? Anyway, so there's sandwiches. There's salmon, beef, chicken, and for those of you at home, I'm like counting on my fingers as I'm reading these out. Ham or cheese sandwich to eat. There's 5 different. Okay, most people, unless they hate salmon, they're going to go for salmon because it's like the more expensive kind. Like, who's going to get a cheese sandwich? Although
I hate salmon. I can't stand it.
You hate salmon? Yeah. See,
Yeah.
like so does Jackson. I thought of that. It's like, okay, well, Jackson wouldn't have salmon, but you'd have probably whatever you perceive to be the most expensive. Isn't that human nature, or am I just outing myself? What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, I would choose chicken.
Just because it's your favorite?
Yeah, I don't mind fish, but it's not really, I would choose it because it's expensive.
So it was Calvin who's talking about, was it Calvin? Or maybe this is in my SLG, Calvin and Jack talking about like cheese and mayo sandwiches are the best or something? Yeah, right. So exactly. So first of all, but second of all, or this one TikTok guy, A of all and B of all, would they choose a cheese sandwich when you're given all these other options? I would, because I'm vegetarian.
I would not. I would like cheese.
Well, there you go. Okay, I'm making way too much of this. So there's 4 drinks, 5 sandwiches, or as my granny used to say, sandwiches. She didn't have an accent. She just didn't have an education. That's how she pronounced it. 4 times 5 is 20. I'm talking way too much, you guys. I apologize. Are we making sense so far? All right. What's that?
Like how we're spending this long on
I know. It's just one number times the next. Number 3, and they're all like this. Except it gets a little bit trickier with number 4. Number 3, Ryan likes to order a drink and popcorn when he goes to a movie. He can select from 4 different movies. There are 3 different drinks, 2 different popcorns. So he's got 4 movies, just going in the order it was mentioned. And it doesn't matter the order. When you multiply, 2 times 7 is the same as 7 times 2. So there's 4 different movies, 3 different drinks, 2 sizes of popcorn. 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. That is one thing I feel like I've missed the most, is going to see a movie, like sitting in a movie theater. It's not like it's something I loved, but now it's just because I can't. Also, I've never been big about travel. A lot of people talk, oh, I travel my whole life and all this. It doesn't do anything for me. Right now, I want to go anywhere. I want to go. Okay, number 4. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit trickier. A company uses a 5-symbol code on each unit of its product. The code consists of 4 digits, the first of which is the number 7, followed by 1 letter. How many different codes are possible? Okay, so 5 symbols. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The code consists of 4 digits, the first of which is followed by a number. So this is the first of which followed by a letter. So this is a number. This is a number, this is a number, that's what it means by digits, and this is a letter. I'll just put an L for letter, okay? Oh no, this isn't a letter. The code consists of 4 digits. First of all, let's start with that. How many different single digit numbers are there? There's 10, right? Start at 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. Sounds weird. What's that? The first of which is the number 7. So there's only, and here's the trick. I just about wrote down 7. Thank you, Sam, by the way. The first digit, there's only one possibility. So you write down a 1. I just about wrote down a 7 because that's what it is. We're trying to figure out the different possibilities here. So the first one, there's only one possibility. So it's just 1. It's kind of like with the movie question. There's only one movie playing, but he's got all these different snacks to choose from. Okay, now it's followed by 1 letter. How many different letters are there? There's 26. So it's 1 times 26. And then assuming there's no restrictions on the next 3 digits, it's going to be 10 times 10 times 10. It doesn't say super clearly, but this kind of makes sense as the assumption, which equals 26,000. I guess I can look at the answer and make sure. Yeah, 26,000. Now, in the kind of answer, it did the order this way. This is probably just because it went smallest to biggest. It's not like it has to be in this order. I actually don't like this because the 26 was the second choice kind of a thing. But again, it's all multiplication. It doesn't matter. You could have written this 2 times 3 times 4. So that way it goes in order, but whatevs. That's it. There's your 15-minute lesson in your half-an-hour class. Any questions? Karina, Micah, I think you guys have done this anyway, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to stop the recording. Okay, so bye.